growing up here and now doing what you do today for
Right.
training camp and hosting the show, what is your NFL experience in Titletown like this weekend?
Well, it is different. It's much bigger, although at 10 in the morning when I came out yesterday, there was a guy that said water, lemonade, cold beer, so not that much has changed. The thing is, the bike thing is now so structured, right? It used to be a free-for-all, and you were way up there by where the atrium is, and it was much rougher because you only had a little concrete, and then you had gravel, and it was a tougher go. Kids, it's like everything. It's a much softer situation right now. Kids aren't as hard as they used to be.
Well, and 20 years ago, Matt, you were driving a red VW Beetle into this parking lot.
I was, but my mom didn't drive me to work today.
Mine did.
It's really cool to be back. It is a little more corporate. They've got like sponsored bikes and stuff like that. I remember as a rookie coming out, you're looking for the littlest kid on the best bike. My rookie year, I got one of the older kids on a BMX bike. It was kind of a rookie mistake, but you learn as you go. But it's just a special memory, the bond that you make with those kids and the people that are at practice, the fans here at this training camp, just bring an energy that you don't see at other training camps.
John, is it more special for you to interview guys like Jerry Kramer or guys like the '96 Super Bowl champs?
It's neat if you're a fan for all of those, but in my case, actually, yesterday I got to meet and interview Dave Robinson, which was really cool. Jerry, I've kind of known along. His son Dan and I were classmates from the time we were in preschool and kindergarten until we graduated from Southwest. So Dave Robinson is really cool, and I think of my father who passed away from a few years ago, but who told me all those stories of those guys and passed them down, that I kind of remember them. So that was really a neat experience, yeah.
Matt, for you, one of your greatest memories for Packer fans here was that overtime game.
Yeah.
You weren't wearing green and gold.
No, it's okay. There's other memories against these guys. This has been fun. And seeing my old teammates, those guys that I was playing against in that game and others, that's been fun. But I think the highlight for me, honestly, was sitting next to Jerry Kramer. He had me fired up. I mean, I've never been athletic enough to cover a kickoff. I was ready to cover a kickoff sitting next to him with the pep talk that he gave on our show. So seeing old teammates, Antonio Freeman, Frank Winters, Mark Chimura, these guys that were kind of the veteran guys when I was here, Mark Tauscher, Ryan Longwell, a lot of fun.
All right, let's talk some current football. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, the Packers will?
I think they're better. I will say that they'll take out the Vikings. I think they can beat the Vikings in that division. Matt may not be sold that way. I don't want to go past beyond that because you don't know. It's so long and guys get hurt. But if they're healthy, I think they're as good as anybody that's in the league. I don't know quite yet if they're the Eagles, but it's hard to repeat so as it comes through. But I think their first order of business, which would be win the division, I think they can beat the Vikings.
Jordy Nelson is gone, Matt, but Jimmy Graham is here.
Jimmy Graham is here, and the NFL rules are such that it's hard for defensive backs to hit those guys running in the seams, and tight ends running the seams, and Jimmy Graham is as good as they come. The other thing he does well, when he lines up as a wide receiver in that position, running those red zone fades, he's dangerous, and I think there's no one better than Aaron Rodgers at throwing that pass.
8 straight trips to the playoffs. Last year was the first time they missed it. Are they going back? Will they win the NFC North, fellas?
I say no. I say no, and I think the Minnesota Vikings win the division. I think the Minnesota Vikings are the most complete team.
And you're just not earning any fans.
Well, the good news is I'm not great at predictions here at Lambeau, so I could be wrong once again. It's okay. But on paper, which doesn't really matter, the Minnesota Vikings are the strongest team on paper.
I think they win the division. They're certainly back in the playoffs. Yep.